Greetings everyone. Oh, why did I clap? Greetings everyone. I'm Em and I have a RWBY theory. Summer Rose is still alive. Summer Rose is the Summer Maiden, and she locked herself in the vault to keep the relic from Salem. So we know the relic of choice is still in the vault. It's only accessible to the Fall Maiden, but we don't know where it is. Cinder doesn't know where it is. The relic of knowledge was under Haven, in the vault of the Spring Maiden, who is Braven Bronwyn. The relic of creation was in Atlas's vault, which opened to the Winter Maiden, Penny. That leaves the relic of destruction, which is somewhere in Vacuo, in the vault of the Summer Maiden. We all know who the current maidens are, except for Summer, right? Summer is the only maiden who is unaccounted for, which means that she's open to speculation. If Ozpin's posse selected Summer to be the Summer Maiden, then she, and only she, would have access to Vacuo's vault. Now we know that her last mission was a mystery to Oz and even her teammates. No one ever mentions her body being found. It's implied that she went missing in action. Of course, anytime a character goes MIA, there is a possibility that they're still alive somewhere. We also know for a fact that Salem knew Summer Rose, that she had personal dealings with her. So what if Summer opened the Vacuo vault, then closed it behind her, which would leave the relic completely inaccessible to anyone until she dies and her power passes on to someone else? That buys them a whole lifetime, basically. Ostensibly. I'll get into that a little more later. But let's think about what this means narratively, right? Team RWBY, along with Jean and Neo, fell out of the world, Minecraft style, into this other dimension, which is the same dimension where the vaults exist. The rest of the gang is currently in Vacuo. So Team RWBY is going to want to head back to Remnant as soon as possible, and they're going to want to be in Vacuo specifically. If they're stuck in the other dimension, the only way I can think of to get back is through one of the vaults. Obviously, they can use one of the ones that is already open. The Spring Maiden or the Winter Maiden's vaults would both work, but that would put them back in Mistral or Atlas, and we know Atlas is kind of out of the question at this point anyways, so that would basically, their only option is the vault under Haven, which they could use, but I feel like narratively that wouldn't be as streamlined. The rest of the gang is in Vacuo. That's where Team RWBY is going to want to end up. If they wind up at the Vacuo vault, just as our other heroes are arriving at the other side, then that would be a really neat way to have the gang reunite. But they can't open the gateway without the Summer Maiden. So again, that's not the only possibility. The Summer Maiden could be just somewhere in Remnant, and Team Winter will meet them in Vacuo, and she can open the vault from the outside, or RWBY can meet Summer Rose, the Summer Maiden, and she'll open it from the inside. Obviously, she wouldn't be eager to open up the relic to the possibility of being taken by Salem. That's the whole reason that she would have locked herself in. But if she could close it behind her before, then she would be able to close it behind Team RWBY as well. So she could let RWBY and her friends through, and let Neo through, and then just close it when they're done. That's a possibility. Or perhaps she could be persuaded to rejoin the fight. Either way, it'd be a really interesting reunion with her daughters. Now, Phoenix Knight posed the hypothesis that time flows differently in the other realm. Perhaps it passes faster than on Remnant. If that's the case, that gives us another possibility. Summer Rose is an elderly woman by the time they get there. Perhaps she's even dying from old age, and then we'll get to actually see her power pass to the next host. There's actually 5 candidates in this other realm. Currently, there's all of Team RWBY, and then there's also Neo. But RWBY would be the most obvious choice. I don't think that RWBY is going to get the power of the Summer Maiden, though, because RWBY already has a Silver Eyes. I think giving her Maiden powers would make her just way too overpowered. I think she's a reasonably balanced character right now. She does have the Silver Eye thing, but she doesn't really know how to control it. She is masterful with her semblance and with her scythe, but she still struggles with hand-to-hand combat. So I feel like she's a pretty well-balanced character. Giving her maiden powers would just throw all of that out of whack. So I don't think that's what they would go with. So the second choice would be Yang Xiaolong, her stepdaughter. And that might actually be a better choice, since she doesn't have a superpower like Silver Eyes or anything, and the concept of Summer suits her personality really well. Plus, it would also put her on the same level as her mom, Raven. Now, this would be especially interesting if this is when Team Stark re-enters the fray, or what's left of it. Like, Crow would want to let Raven and Tai-Yang know that Yang is, to the best of his knowledge, probably dead, and Ruby as well. I honestly don't think Raven would want to fight Salem again, since she hasn't exactly changed her views on run and live.
Run and live. That is an idea I can get behind.
And thinking it's a losing battle, basically. Tai-Yang, on the other hand, might be convinced. And so it'd be interesting to see what Tai-Yang thinks of Yang's newfound power. Especially since we've already heard him say that he sees a lot of Raven in Yang, and he doesn't see all of Raven in Yang. So it would be interesting to see how Yang and Raven wield the maiden power differently. Because honestly, Raven's use of the maiden power was pretty covert most of the time, except for her battle against Cinder. So it'd be interesting to see what Yang does, especially now that she's smartened up and has a bit of a smarter fighting style than she used to. This is actually where my notes end, because I was just gonna ramble from here, so let's see how this goes. Now, we've also already seen that semblance does influence how maidens use their power. We've seen Cinder's semblance is that she can basically superheat materials and melt them and then form them into whatever shapes she wants, like a blade or whatever. I don't think we've actually seen Penny's semblance. We have seen that she used the maiden power to basically create her extra blades that she can use telekinetically even when she was in a non-robotic form. So it would be interesting to see how Yang's power is affected by her semblance, since she has that kinetic absorption release thing going on. She can take a lot of hits and then dish back a ton of damage. How would maiden power affect that? That would be cool to see. That would be very cool. What we do know is that Team RWBY and Jean and Neo fell out of the world and into this other realm for a reason. The writers put them there for a narrative purpose, and I think that that would be a really good way to tie up a lot of plot threads, like Summer's disappearance. Obviously, we have to find out what happened to Summer at some point. Ruby's hypothesis that Summer was turned into a hound is entirely just her own speculation. Now, I have some thoughts on that too, especially regarding Mercury, but that's not really going to fit in this video. So Team RWBY is down there for a reason. Team RWBY fell out of the world for a narrative purpose, at the same time as the rest of the gang is heading to Vacuo, or actually already in Vacuo, and just when we're going to need to find the Summer Maiden. The Summer Maiden is of utmost importance right now. Salem is going to be looking for the Summer Maiden, if she doesn't already know where she is, and so the heroes are going to have to find out too, or they're going to be falling behind Salem's plot. So in order for them to keep up with what Salem is up to, they need to know where the Summer Maiden is at. So we have all these things. Team RWBY in the other realm, Team Winter in Vacuo. Everyone needs to know where the Summer Maiden is. And it would all just tie up very nicely at that vault where we find Summer Rose and everyone reunites. And then shit's gonna hit the fan, because we all know shit's gonna hit the fan. I'm not the first person to come up with the idea that Summer Rose is a maiden and locked herself in the vault. I've seen it on the internet before. I think I saw it in a YouTube comment, and even that YouTube comment was referencing that they had seen it somewhere else. So I don't know where this theory originated, but I just wanted to take it to all its logical extremes at this point, given that Volume 9 is going to come out at some point, and we're going to head into Vacuo, and we're going to see what's going on there. So I wanted to get these thoughts out there before anything is confirmed. So yeah, if you made it through this far, let me know what you thought in the comments, what you think of this theory. If you think I'm an idiot, let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And beyond that, y'all know how the bell icon works. Y'all know what likes are for. And I will see you very soon. I'm hoping to post some RWBY reaction videos soon. I actually haven't gotten around to those fairy tale videos yet. I'll see you very soon. Bye bye!